Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 1st to the 7th of July 2019. We have a lot of activity this week with the inner planets changing signs, so we begin with Mercury moving into Leo. Now, Mercury will retrograde back into Cancer, and if you're following along, that will be between 4 degrees Leo and 23 degrees Cancer, so please do find that in your chart to see the deeper meaning, or contact me if you'd like to have a reading about navigating these waters. But Mercury in Leo is very timely at this point because we've been held in the classic summer solstice bubble between the worlds, balancing, and with Neptune turning retrograde this year, very much to hold that space. But I feel that the mind will try and take back control now, after all the lessons that we've had about letting the mind take a back seat, giving it a job to do, but coming from our soul and our intuition. So with Mercury in Leo about to retrograde, if Mercury is the processing mind and Leo is the heart and courage, then can we connect deeply with our own heart, with our own courage, where we're really coming from, and actually not allow the mind to take control again, but to put it deeply seated in the centre of ourselves, but come from heart-based, soul-based thoughts, and allow the heart and soul to be in charge of the more important decisions and actions in our life from now on. So centering there deep within, not allowing the mind to run away to chatter, to try and plan and control, as is so heavily programmed into us in the modern world, but piercing into our heart, our courage. And what does the heart think? We're so heady these days, but what does the heart actually think? Where's the inspiration deep within? By Monday, we have Mars moving into Leo as well. So these two planets are working very closely together. But it's also the dark moon in Cancer before the eclipse on Tuesday. So when Mars was going through Cancer, we had the opportunity to turn our passion inwards, to connect with every cell in our body, to cleanse our emotions, to go inwards to the source of things, to recenter and start to make decisions from trusting our intuition and trusting the unfolding of things in their natural course when we get the mind out of the way. So we can wrap up those lessons, especially the lessons of the last couple of weeks, with Mars into Leo, going deep into the heart, deep into the passion, but with the dark moon in Cancer, rinsing off any lack of trust, any fear, any lower level emotional programming, and to really have a cleanse so that those lessons don't need to be learnt again. So the highlight of the week is the new moon in Cancer, 10 degrees if you're following along, and that's a total solar eclipse at 2017 UK time, but only visible in South America, so we don't get to see this one unless we're in South America. So with all eclipses we stop, look and listen. This is not about jumping in, acting, setting intentions straight away, but this should sum up all that we've been experiencing on that cellular, emotional intelligence level, and there may be messages to be had from this. All eclipses work in pairs, so the next one will be on the 16th with the full moon in Capricorn, and then another pair in 6 months' time when it will be the new moon in Capricorn and the full moon in Cancer. So that's the timeline there. We're going into a 2-week phase where we'll have 2 eclipses, and then 6 months with the story unfolding, and then 2 more eclipses 2 weeks apart, 6 months' time. So look for the message. We've learnt to listen to our emotional intelligence, authentic expression from that place, self-nourishment, but a view of life also from the perspective of destiny and purpose, rather than responsibility and obligation, or being on the conveyor belt of life, stepping out of that, up from that, inwards from that, to really connect with who we really are on a broader perspective. By Wednesday, Venus moves into Cancer, so we still have some energy there, and this will help us to really centre, another heart-centred aspect here. Where do we dare to care? What really matters to us? As we cleanse out the programmed emotions, then what do we really care about? What really matters to us? What do we really feel? This will be the story of the next couple of weeks with Venus in Cancer. It's also very poetic, so I feel that poetry will flow through with all of this Cancer Capricorn energy, and possibly receive messages from our ancestral roots. So the voices of our ancestors speak through us. What are we remembering? It's not about holding on to the past, but is there universal wisdom that can be applied to our current situation, and a feeling of being more connected rather than separate beings struggling on a linear timeline. When we look at the Cancer Capricorn axis, it reminds us that we have deep roots, and then we are the unique expression through our intuition, through our emotional intelligence, through our heart, through our poetic expression of what we are actively bringing forwards and working with honour. So Thursday and Friday, I feel, get creative, look deep. We have the axis of fear or love, so I've got the opportunity here to let go of fear programming, to send it back to where it came from with love once we've learnt the message. Very important not to repress things or distract ourselves, but if something keeps coming up and you've actually learnt the message, then with all of this Cancerian energy around, can we rinse ourselves off? Can we let it go? Can we dissolve? And can we choose love? Then at the weekend we have Mercury retrograde in Leo. So we're going to travel back from Leo into Cancer. Cancer is the divine feminine, Leo is the divine masculine. So we're on a very important cuspal point here. And with Mercury and Mars in Leo, firing up our heart, with Venus in Cancer, cleansing ourselves, flowing with our potential. Then take a moment to look at your accomplishments, give yourself credit for the challenges well met, because all the space that we're clearing is making room for new opportunities to arise. So the Mercury retrograde will take us all the way through to the 15th of August as we take this journey together to find our inner gold, to find our sovereignty, to rinse off lower vibrational emotions, programming, limiting beliefs and behaviours, the desire to control and press forwards with a linear plan, as opposed to stepping into the now moment of pure potential and getting to know what's really in our hearts. So a very complex week. I have written this all up day by day on my website astrozo.com, Facebook at astrozo, Instagram at zoehines7, and I am available one-to-one, in person or online, if you'd like to walk this journey and gain extra layers of knowing from where this is happening in your own soul plan, your own birth chart. On Saturday the 6th of July we will be gonging these aspects, so an incredible experience is the combination of astrology and astrological gongs. So we've chosen some gongs specifically for this moment, and we'll be putting on a workshop in Kent at Breeze Yoga, where you can come and immerse yourself in these frequencies and release at a cellular level. And for anybody that works with the gongs, that's in the London or Greater London area, I am more than happy to create workshops with you to help with this frequency healing work. So for any of that, please do contact me, zoehines7@gmail.com. So those are the horoscopes this week, and I'll see you next week.